Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are safe and fine at your place. Today we are going for the Honeysuckle book, our next chapter, chapter 7th, Fair Play, written by Premchand. The story is about two friends, Juman and Algu. Juman Sheikh and Algu Chaudhary were good friends. So strong was their bond of friendship. But when either of them went away from the village, the other looked after his family. Both were greatly respected in the village because of their friendship. Everyone liked them. Suman had an old aunt who had some property. This she transferred to him on the understanding that she would stay with him and he would look after her. The arrangement worked very well for a couple of years. Then the situation changed. Juman and his family was tired of the old relative. Juman became an indifferent to her as his wife, who grudges her even the little food and the old lady wanted every day. She swallowed these insults along with her food for few months. But patience has its limits. One day she spoke to the Juman. My son, it is now obvious that I am not wanted in your house. Kindly give me monthly allowance so that I can set up a separate kitchen. My wife knows best how to run the house. Be patient, Juman said shamelessly. But the aunt was not satisfied with this, and she was very angry. And she decided to take her case to the village panchayat. For many days, she was seen talking to the villagers, explaining her case, seeking their support. Some sympathized with her, others laughed at her, and few others advised her to make it up with her nephew and his wife. At last, she came to Algu Chaudhary and spoke to him. He said, "You know, Chachi, Juman is my best friend. How can I go against him?" Algu said, "But it is right, my son, to keep mum and not say what you consider just and fair," pleaded the lady. "Come to the panchayat and speak the truth," he said. Algu didn't reply, but her words kept ringing in his ears. The panchayat was held the same evening under an old banyan tree. Juman stood up and said, "The voice of Panch is the voice of God. Let's my aunt nominated the head Panch. I will abide by her decision. The Panch knows neither friend nor enemy." "What do you say to Algu Chaudhary?" the old lady announced. "Fine," replied Juman, hiding his joy over this unexpected peace. "Chachi, you are aware of my friendship with Juman," said Algu. "I know that," replied the aunt. "But I also know that you will not kill your conscience for the sake of friendship. God lives in the heart of Panch, and his voice is the voice of God." And the old lady explained her case. Juman said, "Algu, you and I are the old friends. Your aunt is as dear to me as you. Now I am a Panch. You and your aunt are equal before me. What do you have to say in your defense?" 3 years ago, began Juman, "my aunt transferred her property to me. I promised to support her as long as she alive. I have done all I could. There have been a couple of quarrels between my wife and her, but I can't stop. Now my aunt is claiming a monthly allowances from me. This is not possible. That's all I have to say." Juman was cross-examined by Algu and others. Then Algu announced, "We have gone into the matter carefully. In our opinion, Juman must pay his aunt a monthly allowances. or else the property goes back to her. Now the two friends were seldom seen together. The bond of friendship between them was broken. In fact, Juman was Algu's enemy and wanted his revenge. On the other side, as Ilak was there for Algu, found himself in a tight spot. One of his fine pair of bulls died. He sold the other to Samju Sahu, a cart driver of the village, understanding the fact that the Sahu would pay the price of the bull in month of time. It so happened that the bull died within a month, several months after the bull's death. Algu reminded Sahu of the money he didn't pay yet. Sahu got very upset. I can't pay you a penny for the wretched beast you sold me. He brought us nothing. I have a bulk. Use it for a month and then it turned to me. No money for the dead bulk, he said angrily. Algu decided to refer the case to the Panchayat for the second time in a few months. Preparation for holding the Panchayats were made, and both the parties started meeting people, seeking their support. The Panchayat was held under the old banyan tree. Algu stood up and said, "The voice of Panch is the voice of God. Let's Sahu nominate the head Panch. I will abide by his decision." Sahu saw his chance and proposed the name of Juman. Algu heart sank. He was being afraid. He turned pale. What could be there? The moment Juman became the head, he realized his responsibility as judge and the dignity of his office. Could he, seated in that high place, have his revenge now? He thought and thought. No, he must not allow his personal feelings to come in the way of speaking the truth and doing justice. Both Algu and Sahu stated their cases. There was cross-examined and the case was considered deeply. Then Juman stood up and announced, "It is our opinion that Sahu should pay Algu the price of the bulk. When Sahu brought the bulk, it suffered from no disability or disease. The death of the bulk was unfortunate, but Algu can't be blamed for it." Algu could not contain his feelings. He stood up and said loudly, over and over, "Victory to the Panchayat. This is justice. God lives in the voice of Panch." Soon after, Juman came to the Algu, embraced him. "Since the last Panchayat, I had become your enemy. Today I realized what it meant to be a Panch. A Panch has no friend nor enemy. He knows only justice. Let's no one deviate for the path of justice, for the friendship or enemy." Algu embraced his friend and wept, and his tears washed away all the dirt of misunderstanding between them. I hope the chapter is clear to you. Thank you.